Welcome to the Chatting with Coach Core podcast. On the podcast, Coach Core talks to special guests about all things lifestyle, health, and fitness. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome back to another episode. So today I want to discuss weighing yourself and tracking your weight loss progress. Now, for me, what sparked this conversation topic is just purely because of during this marathon prep that I'm embarking on at the moment. I currently weigh I'd started weighing 221 pounds in this marathon prep, and I'm currently down to 215 pounds. So I track my own weight loss progress the same way as I would ask my clients to track theirs. And it got me thinking about how I see other people in the gym tracking their weight loss progress, and when they come into the gym they weigh themselves when they get into the gym, and then they weigh themselves as they leave, and they come into the gym in the morning and they weigh themselves, and then the next day I see them in the evening and they weigh themselves, and obviously every single time they get on the scales it's a different number. So I just wanted to touch on why that is, and how I recommend doing things. So I guess first and foremost, why I don't think it's good to weigh yourself at the gym. Because typically people are weighing themselves at the gym and they're weighing themselves at home, but they're totally different scales. So you're weighing yourself at the gym and it's saying you're 10 stone, and then you're going home weighing yourself on those scales and it's saying you're 10.5 stone, and then obviously you're upset or you're disappointed because you're getting different numbers. But then there are different factors that, they're different brands, they're totally different scales. They could be, you could put a 20 kilo plate on each of those and get a different number, even though you know that the weight you're putting on hasn't changed from scale to scale. So using different scales and in different locations, obviously different floors. I'm sure people have weighed themselves on a carpet and then weighed themselves on a hard floor, and you'll get a different result there as well. So it's important that you keep these factors the same when weighing yourself and tracking your progress. So my advice would be stop weighing yourself at the gym, because if you're going in and weighing yourself in the morning, let's say you on a Monday you're training at 6:30, so you come in and you weigh yourself first thing in the morning. Now chances are you'll have had your wee or a poo in the morning, if that's when you empty your bowels or what, and you come into the gym. First thing you step on the scales, lovely. You've got an empty stomach, you've not had breakfast yet, and you're wearing your shorts and your t-shirt, say, and you go off and you do your training. But then 2 days later on the Wednesday you come in, but you're coming in the evening. Now you've had a day full of, I don't know, let's say you come in at 6-7 p.m. You've had a day full of hydration. You've eaten 3 meals, maybe 2 meals that day, so you've got food in your belly. And then you step on the scales. Now you're wearing different trainers. Today you're wearing jogging bottoms and you're wearing your long sleeve top. So you're now wearing more clothes. You've got food in your belly. So of course you're going to weigh more. But again, people don't take that into consideration. They seem to forget those factors. So when they step on the scales in the gym and they go, "Oh my God, I've gained 2 pounds or 3 pounds from Monday." Have you? Or is it just because you forgot to take into account those variables that you've eaten food during the day and you're wearing heavier clothes? So that's just something to consider when tracking your weight loss and in the gym. And also, again, scales and stuff only have a certain amount of shelf life. You think as the batteries wear out, the results often tend to vary because of the power isn't giving it, or the power from the batteries isn't giving it as accurate results perhaps as possible. So that's something to bear in mind. Whereas your scales at home, you think typically you're going to step on once a day maybe. Whereas your scales in the gym are potentially getting used, on average, I don't know, 100 times a day or something like that. So the usage is a hell of a lot more. So there's more variables to take into consideration there. So that's just something I wanted to sort of touch on with that. So obviously the location, your clothing, all of those different variables are something that you need to control, and time of day are all something you need to control when weighing yourself. So what would I recommend and why would I recommend it? So if you think about any research or scientific tests that are done, they try to keep the data as accurate as possible and to do so, to keep things as accurate as possible, they try and keep the variables the same. So they will try and use the same people, they will use the same locations, the same times, or something like that, depending obviously what the test is and what they're testing for. So the reason I'm bringing all of that up is because of what would I recommend. Now, personally, and what I like my clients to do is weigh themselves every single morning. So every single day, I would like you to step on the scales. Now, typically, that would be first thing in the morning, as soon as you've had a wee or a poo, and again, that would be pretty much in no clothes. So ideally, in your underpants or completely naked. All right. Now, the reason for this is because we're going to be able to match those variables. So we can very easily, first thing in the morning, everyone can step on the scales after going for a wee or a poo. So it's very easy to keep that variable exactly the same. Before breakfast, after you've been to the toilet. We can all do that. Now, at certain times, that might be a different time. Monday to Friday, you may wake up and go off to work. So you will be weighing yourself on a Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. But then on the weekend, it might be 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. That's fine, because we're going to keep those variables the same the whole way through. But also, I'm not actually interested in the individual day result. What I'm interested in is the average over the course of the week. Okay, so me personally, how I like to track my own weight loss progress, and with my clients, we would weigh ourselves first thing in the morning. Every single day, if you're working with me, or if you want to do this yourself, you would record each result. Okay, so Monday through to Sunday, you would write down the number of each. Then you would add the total up at the end of the week and divide it by 7, because obviously that's how many days we've just recorded for. And then we're going to get an average. Okay, then the next week we will do the same, and depending on the goal, whether it's weight loss or weight gain, we want to see the average moving up or down relative to the goal, whether that be weight loss or weight gain. So it's the average we're more interested in. Now, the reason for me that is more important is because of, depending on your daily diet, depending on your hydration, your activity levels, weight loss can fluctuate on a day-to-day basis, which is why the average is important and not taking the individual Monday through to Tuesday. Because some days you could be in that calorie deficit, but you may have consumed more sodium that day. So let's say you're retaining a little bit more water. So Monday you weigh 200 pounds, and then you get on the scales, despite the fact that you've done everything correct, and on Tuesday you weigh a little bit more. Now that might just be because you're holding a little bit of water. As a female, that might be because of your menstrual cycle. So there's so many different variables to take into account when it comes to weight loss. It's not just as clean cut as people often think. Step on the scales, the number should be going down. It's not always as clean cut as that, which is why for me, tracking daily and getting a moving average is far more important in terms of weight loss progress. Or weight gain progress, again, regarding whatever your goal may be. So again, that for me is your best way to do it, okay, in my personal opinion. You could also, if you really wanted to, just track every Monday. Say, weigh yourself every Monday or every Sunday. But again, it's important to keep those variables the same. Now, obviously, there's going to be some room for error, again, because of it may be as simple as, you are doing everything right, but from week to week, you may not lose the weight that you thought you was going to for various reasons. Again, it could be menstrual cycle. It could be a variable in terms of you're holding on to more water. When you get injured, sometimes there's inflammation, which again, there's going to be some kind of water retention. So there could be some variables that are going to affect your weight loss, which again is why I personally prefer the weigh yourself first thing every morning, Monday through to Sunday, and get that moving average. Now, I personally have check-in sheets and Excel sheets that calculate the averages and everything like that for me. But again, it could be as simple as just writing it down in your notes on your phone, and then literally just tracking your progress from there, and just ensuring that the weight loss is moving in the right direction towards the goal you're trying to achieve. Now that's all I wanted to touch on, really. There's nothing else I want to discuss regarding weight loss. If you have any questions regarding weighing yourself and tracking and moving averages and stuff like that, then let me know. Hit me up with some questions and let me help you if I can.